ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome back to another episode of the Life's Playbook podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is season 5, episode 11. So, the 5th season is almost over. Um, it's been a, not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, it's been a hot minute since you guys have gotten an episode. Been a long while. I believe almost 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks. But there was some good reason behind that. I was gone on vacay all of this week, and I was preparing all of last week for vacay. So y'all don't come at us for why there's been a long drought of episodes. I was away, and the week before that, I was planning for this vacay, but I'm back. I'm back now. We gonna get the ship moving in the right direction. So we gonna kick it off. We gonna kick off today with college football because it is August, and that means college football is approximately 21 days, so 3 weeks out till week one. And week one is from August 23rd all the way to the 1st, so it's a long week. It's a long week, but we gon' cover the Saturday slate because that's going to be easily the most anticipated day of week one because that's when all the big name schools play, including Ohio State. So we gonna cover the Saturday portion of the week. And at the end, we're going to give y'all some honorable mention matchups that we didn't quite get through because the Saturday slate is already big as is. So, uh, yeah. Having said that, for those of you who are new to the show, I'm your host, Quinn Jackson. I'm joined today by my co-host, Noah Hawley. Again, we only going to go through the Saturday slate of games from top all the way to bottom. We may be speed running through some of these because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know some of the other schools very well, but we gonna try our best to give y'all as good of a prediction for this first week as possible. So let's get into today's episode. Before we get into today's episode, make sure to download Prize Picks, the most elite sports fantasy app. And let's talk about it. Saturday games. We got a lot of them. We got a lot of anticipated games and a lot of tone setters. A lot of tone setters for a lot of these schools. Some of these games might be bigger than y'all think. I think personally, there will be some upsets. We gonna go through this. What do you think, Noah? Should we go through this collectively or separately? And see if we agree or disagree.
Probably separately, because I know we're probably going to have different mindsets on certain things.
All right, so we're going to go through this. We're going to go through this separately, and we're going to see if we got the same upsets or not. If we think these games are bigger or are they not. So we're going to start from the top to bottom, starting with Mississippi State. Mississippi State week 1. Noon game. Who do we like out of that one? And forgive me if I don't know.
I like
Forgive
Mississippi State over Southern Miss.
Forgive us if we don't know your college's name. So if we butcher that, y'all don't come at us. We don't know every single college's abbreviations. So, anyways, back to this. I think I can agree with you there as well. I like Mississippi State on that one as well. They gonna start off week 1. That brings us to, in my opinion, a big game based on the hype that Syracuse has been getting and the mystery behind Tennessee now that they don't have Nico at the quarterback position. I think this is gonna be a pretty big game for either schools. Who I personally think whoever wins this game is going to go on to have the better season. So, so Noah, who do we like coming out of this? Syracuse or Tennessee?
Honestly, I'll go with Syracuse because of the quarterback situation over in Tennessee. Um, in my own opinion, I do not know who they have starting at that quarterback slot, but I do say Syracuse has a better roster, better team than Tennessee this year.
I think I gotta agree with you as well. Had they kept Nico and Maliava, I would probably go with Tennessee, but he's not in the building anymore, and the Big Ten has been on a come up. I like Syracuse as well. I think this is going to be a big tone setter for both of these schools coming into the season. I think, again, whoever wins this game is going to continue to have the better season moving forward, and that might be a hot take because Tennessee does play in the SEC. So you kind of expect Tennessee to play tougher opponents, but hey, we rocking with Syracuse. So far we got Mississippi State beating USM and Syracuse beating Tennessee. And that brings us to arguably the biggest game of that entire week. Texas at Ohio State, semi-finals rematch. Obviously, we got the better of them in the playoffs, respectively. Texas fans, respectively. Y'all already know who I'm rocking with. I ain't even gonna say it. I'm rocking with this team right here. This is a huge game, and it's criminal that this game is being played at 12. Criminal that this game is being. This game should be played at prime time, 7 o'clock, maybe even 9 o'clock. But this is a huge game. This is definitely, you talk about tone setters. This game right here is going to set the tone for both teams' seasons moving forward. A lot of people do not have Ohio State winning this for some unknown reason. But Ohio State guy, I'm rocking with OSU. I think better roster. Might not have a proven quarterback like Arch. Might not have the most athletic quarterback like Arch. But we have better talent all around, either Julian Sayin or Lincoln Keenholz, whoever starts that week. That's a discussion for another day. But I think we have the better team in general overall, despite the massive talent drop off that we faced. Give me OSU. I think we're going to start 1-0. Quite honestly, I don't know why a lot of people do not have us winning week one, but I'm looking at a perfect season from us. And we're going to start with this game right here. So, Noah, who you got winning this?
So this game really can go either way. These are two pretty great teams, but it's going to be down to who's throwing that rock. And I'm going to be honest, I am not living up to the Arch Manning hype. I do not feel he is that good of a quarterback like his brothers. And this game's being played in Columbus. So that's another reason as to why I'm going to take Ohio State over Texas.
Yeah, this gonna be a huge game. Arguably one of the biggest games out of all of week one. I think OSU we starting 1-0. And hey, if we lose this game, I'm not gonna be terribly mad at it because Texas is just as good as us, if not on equal playing field. So I ain't gonna be mad even if we do end up losing. It's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna come down to a field goal to win it, but OSU gonna get the job done. That brings us to FAU versus Maryland. And I'm going to be honest, I don't quite like a lot that Maryland has going for them. I think FAU is going to win this one. Maybe not soundly, because Maryland is a bigger school and a bigger, better conference. But I don't like what Maryland's got going for them as a team. Give me FAU here to win this one. Go ahead.
I'm gonna disagree with you. FAU is a smaller school, so that means smaller talent. Maryland is a bigger school, meaning larger talent. And I just can't see a larger school like Maryland being taken down by a smaller school like FAU. But you know, upsets do happen all the time in college football. But I don't think it's going to happen from FAU.
All right. Well, we'll see. We will see how that plays out. Good point, though. Maryland is a bigger school and a bigger conference, which means a bigger talent input, but they had a rocky start or ending, I should say, to last season. I don't quite, from what I've seen, I don't quite like what they got going for them. But we'll find out. We'll see. That brings us to Ball State, another small school versus Purdue. Um, Noah, who do you like coming out of this one?
Two terrible teams. Purdue has had a very significant U-turn in college football. They used to compete with Ohio State back in the day, but I don't know really what happened to that team. Ball State, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anything about Ball State. I know them from college football, like the game, but I've never watched any of their any of their games. But I'm gonna take Purdue. They're gonna have a good. That might be their only win this season.
Well, I think it's a little crazy to say that might be their only win, but I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm gonna take Purdue simply because of name brand. Purdue is a bigger school, so there's a bigger intake of talent. Interesting small story about Purdue. Interesting small story about Purdue. I believe somebody you and I used to play against in high school from Keystone is committed to Purdue. I might be I might be mistaken on that or not, but I believe somebody from the LCA that we used to play against committed to Purdue.
He transferred. Yeah, he's not on Purdue this year.
Hey, I don't blame him. He ain't gonna be winning. He won't gonna be winning that many games at Purdue. But interesting small side story. But anyways, that brings us to
He
Northwestern
goes to
versus
BU
Tulane.
now.
He goes where?
BU.
BU. All right. All right. That brings us to Tulane versus Northwestern. Tulane, very slept on college. Very slept on college. Very good college too. Had a very good season last season. Made a bowl game. Believe they won their bowl game. Tulane fans, correct me if I'm wrong. But Tulane is a very good school. I believe they finished in the AP top 25, but like the bottom half of the 25. But still, very good season nonetheless. Not discrediting them. Northwestern is also a solid team in the Big Ten. I think they'll be solid again this year. They might make a bowl game. But give me Tulane. I like Tulane winning this one. Better school, better talent. Give me Tulane here. Very slept on college.
Well, I think I'm gonna sleep on that college too and take Northwestern. I would just be honest. I'm taking Northwestern over Tulane.
Hey man, Tulane, they were legit. They were legit last year, man. I think they gonna be all right this year. Do I think they gonna finish in the top 25 like they did last season? Maybe like the bottom five. Depends, but they gonna be good. I think Tulane gonna be good. But that brings us to Pitt Panthers versus DUQ, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna pick Pitt here because I don't know much about DUQ. So give me Pitt here.
I agree with you. I don't know who the Dukewanese Dukes are, but I do know who Pitt is, and I've since I know them, I know they're probably significantly better because I've never heard of this team a day in my life.
So having said that, again, y'all, we ain't the biggest minds of college football. We don't know every single small school. So y'all, if we're butchering your university, don't flame us. All right, don't flame us. We don't know every single college out there. We don't know all the small colleges out there. All right. Um, Navy versus VMI. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know VMI either. Navy is a way better program, much better school. I think Navy. Hot take. I think Navy could finish in the top 25 this year. I think they just barely missed the top 25 last year, but I like Navy here. A lot of returning talent. I think Navy gonna be good. They gonna be good this year. Give me Navy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Navy was, in fact, in the top 25. I remember being in boot camp. Somebody would get a report of all scores and standings from the week that happened, and they were top 25 for a little bit. I do believe they got like up to 17, but then they lost a couple games, and then they dropped in the rankings. Yeah, they do have a lot of returning players, so that's why I will be taking Navy.
Which brings us to MRMK versus Kent. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I know one thing about Kent, and that is they had a bad, historically bad season last season. 0-12, I believe. And that sucks because they are an Ohio college, and they making us look bad. And quite honestly, I don't think they're gonna be much better than 0-12. I don't know much about the other college, but for the sake of the episode, I'm gonna go with the other college over Kent, because Kent, I don't know, that they had a bad season, and I don't think they're gonna be terribly much better than 0-12. So I'm gonna go with MRMK over Kent.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a little bit of a backstory, a little bit of lore. I'm from Oberlin, but before I was in Oberlin, I grew up my whole life in Akron. So there's a rivalry here because Ohio State, Michigan, big rivalry. I'm always take Ohio State. But when it comes down to Kent and Akron, I'm always take Akron over Kent. It's just by nature at this point. So, I'm not disappointed in any way by Kent going 0-12. I can see it happening again this year, so I'm gonna take this MRMK school over Kent.
We'll see if Kent can turn it around. We'll see if they can turn it around. But hey, I ain't know that about you, man. I didn't know that about you. But that brings us to another Ohio school in Toledo versus the University of Kentucky. And as much as I would like to root for all the schools in Ohio, they're playing Kentucky, and I understand Kentucky is a bottom half team in the SEC, but compared to Toledo, they're a bigger, better, talented school. So I'm gonna go with Kentucky over Toledo. As much as I would love to root for all of the Ohio schools on here, give me Kentucky over Toledo.
Yeah, I see another disagreement here. I like Toledo more. They do have. I want to say they have a big gap in strength or I don't know how to phrase it. Talent. My bad. They don't. There's not that big of a gap between talent between Toledo and UK. I know more about Toledo than I do UK. I know UK is a better basketball team than football team. But there's a lot of big names on that Toledo roster. So I'm going to stick with Toledo, keeping it Ohio for this rating.
Interesting. Interesting. That could be an upset, a small upset. Now I say small upset because they're both inherently small schools, and this is probably going to be one of those overlooked games, but could be a small upset of the week for Kentucky. Which brings us to Boston College. Sneaky good college, Boston College. Sneaky good college, might I add. And I'm going to be honest, I've seen this college, the team that they're facing. I should know the name of this university. But I'm blanking right now. But give me, I'm going to rock with Boston College on this one. The bigger, sneakier school, heavily, just like Tulane, heavily underrated college. So give me Boston College.
I agree with you on this one. Boston College is a sneakily good school. Underrated a lot in a lot of their matchups. But I could see a secured win week one for Boston.
Which brings us to West Virginia versus RMU. Again, for a lot of these, A lot of these schools, at least until we get down to Old Dominion versus Indiana, I ain't gonna know much about them. For that reason, give me West Virginia over RMU. I think this will be a sound game. West Virginia gonna get the job done here.
I'm going to be honest here. I did, in fact, receive. I didn't go, but I did get contact for a visit to RMU. I didn't take it. Uh, I thought it was just a money scam, but that's just another bit of lore right there. I'm I'm gonna take West Virginia. I'll take West Virginia in this matchup.
All right. That brings us to UConn versus CCSU. Again, same thing with all the other previous matchups. I really only know much about UConn. Um, they had a pretty decent ending to their season last season. I forgot what bowl game that they were in against North Carolina, or UNC, or Chapel Hill to some. But UConn, they're not a bad football school. Obviously, they are primarily women's basketball and men's basketball, but they're not a bad football school. Um, so for that reason, I'm gonna go with UConn over CCSU.
I only know UConn for basketball. I'll just go UConn because I do not know who CCSU is.
Which brings us to a university that I can finally recognize. Old Dominion versus Indiana. Um, I'm gonna go with Indiana. I think they just got the better team, better talent all around. Great coach and Kirk Cinetti got his extension, rightfully deserved. He's not beating Ohio State though, but I think Indiana. This might be another hot take. I think they will finish in the top 25 again. I don't think Indiana will make the playoffs. That's going to be another hot take, but I don't think Indiana is going to make the playoffs again. And if they do, it's probably going to be because of the schedule that they play. But give me Indiana over Old Dominion. I think Indiana will have a good year yet again, but I don't see them making the playoffs. They will make a bowl game, though.
Yes, I completely agree with you on this matchup. Indiana is a good team. Not beating Ohio State, though.
That brings us to Louisville. Louisville versus Eastern Kentucky. Give me Louisville over Eastern Kentucky. This should be a very easy game for Louisville. Very easy game.
Yeah, I agree. Louisville has the talent. Yes, Louisville. Louisville, my bad. Not Louisville.
That brings us to another. I'm going to call this a ginormous game. This is a ginormous matchup right here. For both schools, FSU, Alabama. This is a ginormous game for Alabama because if they come out and lose this game, because we all know how bad FSU was last season, quite frankly, I think they will be better. FSU will be better than where they were last season. But if Alabama comes out and loses this game, not only is this going to be a major upset amongst college fans, but we're going to have a lot of question marks about Kalen DeBoer as head coach and the roster that he's got a talented roster. He's got the second best wide receiver in the entire nation, and Ryan Williams. He's going to have solid quarterback play. He's going to have one of the best defenses in the country. So there's kind of, in other words, there's kind of no reason Alabama should lose this. But if they do, Kalen DeBoer might be on the hot seat. As far as FSU, if FSU wins this game, they could be a sneaky good team this year. I think FSU will make a bowl game. I think FSU will make a bowl game this year. I'm going Alabama here, but this could be it's a ginormous game. I know it doesn't look like it because FSU was trash last season, but it's a pretty ginormous game right here. I'm going with Bama over FSU.
As much as I want to stick with the Roll Tide, I like the underdog with Florida. I know a couple years back they did. I think they did get robbed of a college football appearance. But
Yep.
I could see them doing it again, having an off year and bouncing back. And that would be a good way to start.
So you got a upset alert here with the FSU and Alabama. I'm not mad at that. I could definitely see that happening. My expectations are pretty high for Bama, so I think they got to come out and win this. This is a statement game right here. This is a statement game right here for both schools, which brings us to another matchup, which you could argue is also a statement game because Marshall is a sneaky good college. They're a sneaky good college. They're obviously not the level of Georgia, but again, same thing with Bama. If Georgia were to come out and lose this game, I'm not saying Kirby Smart's on the hot seat because he's got too big a name, too big a resume, but it's definitely going to be a massive upset for the week. For that reason, you had FSU in an upset alert. I think I'm gonna go with the upset alert here. I'm gonna go with Marshall to upset Georgia. Marshall is a sneaky good college. I think they'll make a bowl game this year. Um, but I'm gonna call it upset alert here. We're gonna throw an upset in there. I'm rocking with Marshall to beat Georgia.
It's not a bad upset. Marshall is sneaky good, but I don't think they're sneaky good enough to beat the Bulldogs. So I'm going to stick with Georgia over Marshall.
Having said that, that brings us to Nevada versus Penn State. And this should easily be a Penn State win here. Penn State, if y'all lose that game, if y'all lose that game, we're shutting down all talks of you guys being in the national championship. Regardless if you guys go 11-1 or 10-2, we're shutting down all national championship talk. So Penn State, y'all should easily win that. Give me Penn State over Nevada.
Completely agree with you on this. Penn State. I honestly, when we did our college football rankings, we put Penn State, I do believe, in top 5. Losing this game, you will significantly drop in the college football rankings because this is a small school compared to y'all. So I'll take Penn State over in this matchup.
That brings us to Iowa State. This is another college that I should know because I've seen them before. But I'm blanking again. Versus SDAK. Give me Iowa State here. Iowa, I think they'll make a bowl game, obviously. I think they will finish in the top 25. We'll see. But I think Iowa's going to be good, as usual, this year. I think they'll make a bowl game. And give me Iowa over SDAK.
Agree. Iowa State in this matchup.
That brings us to Air Force versus Buck. Give me. I know Air Force was kind of mid last season, but give me Air Force to win that one.
I'm going to be 100% honest with this pick. Air Force is mid. They are not good. I'm taking Buck. Reason giving. Air Force don't got what they need to win in this matchup. I don't know who Buck is, but I know they're good enough to beat the Air Force.
And that brings us to University of Mississippi versus Temple. Both small schools. UMass, not very good. Not very good if I'm being honest, but neither is Temple. I guess for the sake of the episode, give me UMass. I kind of know them a little more than Temple, so give me UMass over Temple.
With you, I don't know anything about Temple, but I know University of Massachusetts is going to win.
And that brings us to NIU. NIU versus HC. Give me NIU. NIU, pretty solid start or solid finish, I should say, to their season last season. Obviously, they had that huge win against Notre Dame. I think NIU was going to do about the same. They'll make a bowl game like they did last season. So give me NIU over HC. And that brings us to Oregon versus Montana State. And Now, respectively, if you're a Montana State fan, y'all are very, very good in the FCS, not the FBS, the FCS, which are two different leagues, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Two different leagues. But I don't think y'all are anywhere close to Oregon. I know y'all are very good in the FCS. Y'all made the championship, I believe, too. I think y'all lost to North Dakota State University, I believe. I believe that NDSU. I believe that was the matchup. Y'all. Point is, y'all are very good in your league, but I don't think y'all are beating Oregon. It would be kind of interesting and cool if they ended up beating Oregon, though. I ain't gonna lie, this could be a sneaky matchup. It would be cool if that happened, but I don't see that happening. It's Oregon, bigger school, bigger talent. I'm a rock with the Oregon, but I think it would be kind of cool if Montana State pulled it off and beat Oregon.
I don't really see that happening. Montana State even being like a close scoring game against Oregon. Oregon is a significantly bigger school in both talent and numbers. With that being said, Oregon is taking that matchup. I could even see the score being up to 75 to like maybe 14.
You think it's gonna be that big a blowout? I don't know. I think Oregon's gonna win it, but I gotta put some respect on Montana State's name. They are very good. I think they'll be very good in their respective league, their respective FCS. They'll be all right, but who knows? I'll keep an eye out on that matchup. Um, Liberty versus ME. Give me Liberty pretty easily. Better talent.
Yeah, I agree. Give me Liberty.
Arkansas versus AAMU. Give me Arkansas again. I think they're just a better team overall. Bigger school, bigger talent.
Yeah, I agree. Arkansas over AAMU, mainly because of size, strength.
Memphis versus UTC. I think UTC is another one of those FCS schools. Uh, Memphis. I can't remember if Memphis was that good or not. But give me Memphis over UTC. Should be a pretty sound game.
Yes, I agree. Memphis over UTC.
Oklahoma versus ILST. Give me Oklahoma. Just a way better team overall. I think the defense is gonna absolutely destroy ILST's offense. Give me Oklahoma. Be an easy dub. Iowa versus ALB. Give me Iowa. Again, bigger school, better talent. Give me Iowa.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on this one with Iowa.
Coastal Carolina versus the University of Virginia. I think this could be a big game for Coastal Carolina because Coastal Carolina is a pretty decent school. They're pretty decent. I'd say they're on the level of Boston College. They can be sneaky good at times. For that reason, I think I'm a rock with Coastal Carolina. I think this could be, depending on how you want to look at it, could be a statement game for them. So give me Coastal Carolina over the University of Virginia.
I think I like Virginia. They were able to keep up with both Louisville and you could say Clemson. They lost to Clemson by like 14 last year. So they have some talent to keep up with schools that are larger than them. And yeah, I'll take Virginia.
James Madison versus WEB. Give me James Madison. Yeah, give me James Madison. That should be a sound game for them. Easy dub.
Yeah, I'll pick James Madison as well in this matchup.
Florida versus LIU. Give me Florida. This should also be another sound game for Florida.
Yeah, I agree. Florida has bigger talent. They're a bigger school. So this is a no-brainer.
UTSA versus Texas A&M. This could be another upset depending on how you want to look at it because UTSA, just like Boston College and Coastal Carolina, I think UTSA is sneaky good. I think they'll make a bowl game. UTSA, Texas A&M, they got some pretty high expectations. They did pretty well last season. Um, Marcel Reed is leading that team now. I think Texas A&M is going to be very good. Will we see them in the playoffs? Maybe. Depends on how they play in the SEC. I definitely think they'll be good. I definitely think they'll make a bowl game. I wouldn't be surprised though if UTSA pulls off an upset here. But I'm rocking with Texas A&M over UTSA. But keep an eye on the upset alert.
Yeah, they won their bowl game last year. But I can't see them beating Texas A&M, mainly being because Texas A&M is a bigger school. The largest school that UTSA played last year was Texas, and they lost 56-7. So probably going to be a similar outcome when they play a bigger school like Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think this could be, depending on how you want to look at it, a sound game. Texas A&M. Uh, both teams, at least I expect both teams to make a bowl game this year. I'd be surprised if either one did not. But Vandy versus CHSO, give me Vandy, bigger school. We'll see if Vandy can get another dub on Bama. For sure, we'll see on that. I think Vandy can make a bowl game. I think they'll be much better, but I think they can make a bowl game at best. Give me Vandy.
Yeah, I agree. Vanderbilt, I only know them for basketball, if I'm being completely honest. That is crazy, though, that they beat Bama last year. That's a crazy upset.
Very very crazy upset. We'll see if they can. We'll see if they can two-peat or if Kalen DeBoer can get the job done. Um, Kansas State. Yeah, Kansas State versus UND. Again, another college that I've seen them around. I've seen the name before. I'm blanking, but give me Kansas State. This should be an easy dub here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Kansas in this matchup.
MTSU versus APSU. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about these two colleges, but for the sake of the episode, give me MTSU over APSU.
Yeah, I don't know who either of these teams are. So I'll just MTSU, I guess.
Western Kentucky versus UNA. I'll be honest, I don't know much about these two schools either, other than the fact that we smashed Western Kentucky. Wait, maybe I know a little more about Western Kentucky than I think. I think didn't they make a bowl game or something last season? Western Kentucky.
Yeah, they lost to James Madison.
So they're a bit better than I'm giving them credit for. Give me Western Kentucky over UNA.
Bama absolutely smoked this team last year, 63-0. But they beat Toledo, and they kept up with Boston College, which is a larger school or similar talent-wise, I guess. They lost 21-20. So I'll take Western Kentucky in this matchup as well.
I believe that is Arkansas State. If I'm correct on that, that is Arkansas State versus SMEO, and give me Arkansas State in this one.
Yeah, give me Arkansas State as well.
University of Southern University of Southern Alabama versus MORG. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about MORG, so give me Southern Alabama in that one.
Sure. I don't know who either of these teams are. I don't know all of these smaller schools, so it's kind of hard for me to give my opinion on this because I don't know anything about these small schools.
Fair point, my friend. I don't know much about these small schools either. That brings us to Troy versus NICH. Give me Troy. Give me Troy over NICH. This should be a pretty Pretty sound game.
But I don't know nothing about these small schools, bro. Like, I wish I could give you my opinion on these smaller teams. Well, like, I don't know anything about these guys.
Hey man, that's why we here, man. That's why we here. Get the ball knowledge up. Get the ball knowledge up. But if you had to pick one for the sake of the episode, who are you rocking with?
They were able to keep up with Arkansas State. Troy was able to keep up with Arkansas State. They lost 34-31. But then looking at the schedule from last year for the team that they're playing, NCIH, Nicholas Colonials type deal. I guess I'll go with Troy as well. They lost to LSU. They lost to LSU 44-21. That's really the only big school that they played.
Speaking of LSU, that brings us to the second biggest game of that Saturday. Clemson versus LSU. Now, if y'all got a chance to watch our rankings, y'all know that we sat there for half hours debating Clemson and Bama and Texas. And if y'all paid attention to my side of things, y'all know that I am very high on Clemson. Very high on Clemson. So much so that I'm picking them to beat LSU week 1. All right? I'm picking Clemson to beat LSU. This is the second biggest game. This is the game that everybody should tune in to. Everybody should tune into this game, and obviously Ohio State and Texas, which, by the way, Ohio State and Texas should be played at the same time as this game. It's still criminal that we're playing at 12, but that's not the point. The point is, if y'all know me, I am very high on Clemson this year. I'm picking Clemson to win this matchup. This is a statement game. Statement game for both schools. I think whoever wins this game is going to go on to make a better season of themselves. I think we'll see both of these teams in the playoffs. But y'all know me. I'm very high on Clemson. I'm picking Clemson. Better quarterback, better defense, quality wide receivers, quality O-line. Hey, I'm riding the Clemson wave all season long. So give me Clemson over LSU.
If you guys paid attention to my side of the argument, I do not see Clemson being as good as this guy's claiming them to be. I like LSU in this matchup. In my opinion, better defense, better quarterback, better receivers. But that's just my opinion, man. I don't see Clemson living up to the hype that they're getting.
Well, y'all, obviously, if you're a Clemson and LSU fan, y'all obviously know in the comments down below who y'all are rooting for. But if you're an outsider looking in, not only this game, but our perspectives, let us know in the comments. If you're an outsider of these teams, let us know in the comments down below who you think is going to win this week 1 matchup. Because this is a staple game. This is a staple game right here for both schools. Hopefully, we see them both in the playoffs. Having said that, that brings us to USC versus MOST. And give me USC. I think USC is going to be much better than how they were last season. I think Lincoln Riley is going to turn things around from last season. I think he's going to have much better quarterback play, much better offensive play in general. I think they're going to have a sound defense. Give me USC in this matchup. I'm not even going to say that team's name, but UNM versus the team up north. We just gonna skip that matchup. I ain't
kind of want to give my opinion on this right here.
All right, go ahead.
I feel like that team, Michigan, not Michigan State, the Michigan Wolverines. The reason I'm saying it so loud is because my roommate, he's a Michigan Wolverines fan. as we all know, if you watched that spring game that they played, that quarterback room is absolutely atrocious. The number one quarterback prospect coming into the 2025-2026 season, atrocious. Like that quarterback room is so bad, and I feel that is going to be a reason as to why they lose this first matchup.
All right. Well, man, this is so tough. This is so tough because, like, realistically, we know they're gonna beat UNM. Realistically, that's gonna happen. But I don't care. All right, I'm calling the upset here. UNM, get the job done. I don't want to see 1-0 on this team's record. All right, they're not beating us come November. All right, we are gonna finish 12-0. They are gonna finish not even in the top 25. So UNM, get the job done here. All right, I'm rocking with y'all in the upset. All right. Texas Tech versus UAPB. Texas Tech. Now, there's a lot of speculation that this college is going to be very good. There's a lot of speculation that this college is going to be very good opposed to where they were last season. Me personally, I'm not on the hype for that. I think they're just going to be a nice, quiet. They're going to have a nice, quiet season. They'll make a bowl game. I don't think they'll be in the top 25. I don't think they'll be in the playoffs, but they'll have a nice, quiet season. For that reason, give me Texas Tech. If the hype is true on Texas Tech, maybe I'll be wrong, and maybe we will see them in the top 25. But I think they'll have a nice, sound season. They'll make a bowl game. Nothing more, nothing less. Give me Texas Tech here.
I agree with you.
Louisiana Tech versus SELA. Give me Louisiana Tech here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about these two schools.
Yes, copy and paste what you said. I don't know who the heck SELA is. I only know a little bit of information about Louisiana Tech, but
UTEP versus Utah State. Give me Utah State here. I think they're a much better team over UTEP. It should be a no-brainer dub here for you, Utah State.
What is in Utah is my biggest question. I don't know anything about the state, so I'm not going to know anything about their college football, anything. But for the sake of the episode, I'll just go with US University State. Utah State University, my bad.
Ole Miss versus, man, I believe that is I ain't even going to attempt this. I'm thinking that might be the University of Southern Georgia, because I've seen that logo many times now. I might be butchering it if not, but give me Ole Miss, just a way better team. Hot take alert. I think Ole Miss will be in the playoffs this season. But give me Ole Miss, much better team, bigger school, better talent. I think they'll be in the playoffs this year.
Yes, I agree with you. Georgia State, I don't know a lot about that school. And Ole Miss tends to usually be sneaky good after a couple of years. That was a good pickup by Ohio State by getting Quinshon Judkins for last season. This guy, okay. I know we're on college football right now, but I'm gonna talk about the NFL just for right now. Quinshon Judkins, I don't know what happened, man. You were gonna be our RB1. Hopefully, he's able to get out before the season starts. You know, maybe somebody like pay his bond type deal. Hey, I'll set up a GoFundMe. I'll bond him out myself because we have no Jerome Ford. I'm not okay. He's not running back one material, and Quinshon Judkins was arguably the best running back in that running back room up in Cleveland. And also, I don't know what our owners or coaches are doing. George Sanders needs to start. Not Dylan Gabriel. He went 3 for 14 and threw a pick. If Dylan Gabriel gets more playing time than Shedeur Sanders, I'm going to be really upset. Like we like come week one, come week one, come week one. I promise you, I promise you. If Shedeur Sanders does not play in that game, it's going to be a real problem.
Hey, I agree with everything you've said about the Shador thing. I quite honestly, I don't know why our owner even came out and made those comments about Shador. Hopefully he was just fried when he was talking about that because Shador is our guy. All right, and this first preseason game, we know Shador and Gabriel are both going to play. All right, they're probably going to flip flop in between drives. All right, I'm going to be watching very closely this preseason. Both of these guys, and if Shador at the end of the day is not leading the team into week one against the Bengals, we'll have a problem. As far as Quinshon Judkins goes, man, I don't know what you're doing. All right, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you was with that lady in the first place. I don't know. You must have been reading out of the book of Joe Mixon. But we need you, fam. We need you, fam. All right. Hopefully, again, like Noah, like you said, he can get out before the season, get back to practice. All right. Come back, Quinshon. Put down Joe Mixon's book. All right. Put it down. Put it down. Come back. BYU. BYU versus PR or yeah, PRST. Give me BYU. Much better team. Much bigger school. Give me BYU.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm gonna say a little bit more about the Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, I know we're like a whole different team right now, but we let Nick Chubb walk. We let Nick Chubb walk. Okay, he's on the Texans now. I don't know if he's their RB1 because he did have that injury last season, but we let the best running back we had since Jim Brown. Since Jim Brown, we let him walk because of injuries, and now we're stuck with a bad running back room because our for sure RB1 he's locked up. So hey, Cleveland, lock in, lock in for the
Yeah.
sake of your fans.
Yeah, Cleveland. Lock in, not lock up. There's a difference, Cleveland. Lock in, not lock up. We're nearing the end of the Saturday stretch. We're nearing the end of the Saturday stretch. Uh, Rice versus University of Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. I like that name, the Raging Cajuns. I've always been a big fan of that name. Um, Both of these are solid colleges, solid schools. I believe they both made bowl games. I think they'll both make bowl games again. But because I like the Raging Cajuns as a name, I'm gonna go with them over Rice.
Rice tends to be a little bit sneaky good some years, and I can see it happening this year. So I'm gonna take Rice over the Raging Cajuns.
That brings us to, I believe that's Texas State, Texas State versus EMU. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about these two schools.
So of the few Michigan teams that there are, I do believe that there are four in total: Michigan State, Michigan University, Western, and then there's Eastern. I do know that Eastern tends to be the worst out of all the four teams, but I do feel they're gonna win this week one matchup. So I'll go with Eastern.
Um, LAM versus, I should know this college. I should know this college as well. Versus UNT. Give me UNT. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name of this school right now, but give me them over LAM.
Yes, I will take North Texas in this matchup. University of Northern Texas.
ACU versus Tulsa, right? I believe that's Tulsa. Um, give me Tulsa over ACU. very solid school. Tulsa, I believe they made a bowl game last season, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they'll be a pretty solid this season. SMU versus ETAM. Give me SMU. I think SMU will probably be the only like real competitor to Clemson in their own conference, besides maybe Louisville. But give me SMU over ETAM. I think SMU will make a bowl game this year. Don't think they'll be in the playoffs like they were last year, but who knows if that Jennings down there can step up and take a huge leap, maybe SMU will be back in the playoffs. But for right now, I only see them making a bowl game and missing this year's playoff. But give me SMU to win their Week 1 matchup.
Yes, sir. Because as you know, SMU was our Cinderella team last year. There's always one in the college football playoffs. They probably won't, like you said, be that team again this year, but they're going to beat ETAM.
I haven't said that. That brings us to Georgia Southern versus. No, wait, excuse me. I should know this college as well. I can't believe I'm blanking on them as well. NMSU versus BRY. Oh, New Mexico State. New Mexico State. I almost butchered y'all. But give me them, because I know them more than BRY. So give me New Mexico State.
Yeah, I don't know either of these teams, so I'm just going to agree with you on this matchup because I do not have any opinion that is going to be true.
Fresno State versus Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern, underrated college, sneaky good. Fresno State, also sneaky good. For the sake of the episode, though, give me Fresno State. I think they have a slightly better team over Georgia Southern. Give me Fresno State here. I think Fresno State will also make a bowl game, just like they did last year. I think they'll finish around the same as where they finished last year, which was make a bowl game. But Idaho versus Washington State. Washington State was very good last year. They fell under the radar, obviously, because of all the stuff that was going on with the top 25, but Washington State was very good. For that reason, I think they might have a small regression post last season, but I think they'll still make a bowl game. Could we see them in the top 25? Maybe. I know some seasons they've kind of been in and out of the top 25. I believe last season they were even in and out of the top 25, but Washington State's a very good school. They fall under the radar a lot, but very good school. I mean Washington State over Idaho.
Idaho in this matchup. Reason? Only because I know who Idaho is, and I don't know who Washington State is.
Interesting. ASU versus NAU. Give me ASU here. This should be an easy game. Well, give me ASU here. As far as like them in the future, we could see them in the playoffs again. We could see ASU in the playoffs because they have a very experienced quarterback in Sam Levitt. They have a very good coach. I think they'll have a solid defense from what I've been hearing. But give me ASU. I think they'll definitely finish in the top 25. They'll definitely make a bowl game. And we could see them in the playoffs again. But give me ASU for right now.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. Arizona State tends to be a top 10, top 15 team. So this is a no-brainer when it comes to this matchup.
That brings us to Cali versus Oregon State. I'm gonna go with Cali. Here. I think they'll be good. Oregon State has kind of fallen off these recent years. For that reason, I'm gonna go with California. Give me Cali over Oregon State.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. I feel Cali has a bigger or wider scale of talent than Oregon State.
And that brings us to the final final three matchups of the Saturday slate of Week 1. Hawaii versus Arizona, Utah versus UCLA, and Colorado University versus Washington. Um, Starting with Arizona and Hawaii. Hawaii, solid team. A solid team. Arizona also solid. For the sake of the episode, give me Arizona. I think they just have the slightly better roster over Hawaii. So give me Arizona. I think at best Arizona will make a bowl game. At best.
My opinion, Hawaii is a okay team. They're not the greatest in talent, and Arizona is a slightly bigger school. Mainly being because Hawaii is so small. Hawaii hasn't really been good since 2006. But if you've been keeping on track on where I'm at right now, where I've been, I am in Hawaii, so I'm gonna stick with with Hawaii. Mahalo. And I might actually be at this game because I plan on going to a college football game whenever Hawaii plays at home. Actually, that's in Arizona. So whenever Hawaii plays at home, I might be there. Y'all might see me on TV.
All right. I'll keep a lookout for whatever game that is you go to that Hawaii is playing. Um, Utah versus UCLA. This one is kind of a big game for the schools. I don't think it's a big game for the week in general, but I think for the schools, I think this is kind of a big game because obviously UCLA is bringing in a pretty good quarterback in Nico Maliava. We gonna see if he's really that dude. Obviously, people are gonna come in and say it's the Big Ten and it's not as competitive as the SEC. But I don't know. You tell me. We have the last two national champs. So you tell me. But obviously, we gonna be watching this game for Nico. See how he plays in a new conference. Utah is a very good school. Um, who's the quarterback? Cam Rising, I think. I don't know if he's still in college. I know that dude's been in college for a long while. But if he is, I wouldn't be surprised if Utah wins this one because their quarterbacks just got more experience. But I'm gonna go with UCLA because I'm interested to see in how Nico plays and if he's really that guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if Utah wins this one in an upset. I'll say.
UCLA does have a better quarterback throwing the rock. Utah's quarterback only threw for 1,500 yards. UCLA quarterback, he threw for 2,727. So I'm going to go with UCLA in this matchup.
That brings us to the final game of the Saturday slate. Washington versus Colorado State. Colorado State, I ain't gonna lie. Other than that big game against Colorado, I don't think they did. I don't think they did that well outside of that big game against Colorado. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a Colorado State fan, Washington, I do know could be sneaky good in the Big Ten. I think Washington could be sneaky good in the Big Ten. I will be keeping an eye on their young quarterback. I think he's going to excel in Washington's system. I think Washington could be sneaky good, and for that reason, I'll rock with them to cap off the Saturday Week 1 slate.
Yeah, they've been irrelevant since then, so I'm going to go with Washington.
Having said that, before we close with today's episode, again, as y'all know, we were only going through the Saturday slate of games. Obviously, Week 1 is through the 23rd to the 1st of September, so it's a long week. But we only decided to go through the Saturday slate because that's obviously and easily the most anticipated day of that week, of the opening week. But before we close out today's episode, Uh, Noah and myself, we got any honorable mention matchups um, that we may have not gotten to, or may have, or may would like to point out? Noah, do you have any honorable mention matchups for this week?
Yeah, so first matchup being Friday, August 29th, Georgia Tech versus Colorado. I'm interested to see how Colorado is going to do this year without Shador and Travis Hunter. As we know, those were the two big names for that team, and let's see if I'm curious as to who's going to step up and fill in their shoes and their footprints that they left behind for Colorado. But I'm gonna stick with Colorado to take a win against Georgia Tech.
Um, that is a pretty good matchup. That's I think for Colorado it's going to be a staple matchup because, like you said, obviously they're not going to have Shador and they're not going to have Travis Hunter. So I think for Colorado it's going to be a staple matchup. Um, but I think I'm gonna go with the upset here and go with Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech is a underrated school. They're pretty good. I think they'll be pretty good again this year. I think they'll make a bowl game this year. But I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech. But it will be interesting to watch Colorado this year, with no Shador and no Travis. Having said that, one honorable mention matchup that I would like to point out is uh, the following days after Saturday, the following days after in Notre Dame and Miami on Sunday, August 31st, and TCU versus UNC on Monday, September 1st. Starting with Notre Dame and Miami, I think this is going to be a staple game. It's easily the biggest game on Sunday. Easily the biggest game on Sunday. This is going to be a staple game for both schools because Carson Beck is at the helm in Miami, and we're going to see if Marcus Freeman can recuperate and regroup the guys in Notre Dame after the big talent drop off that they had via the draft. So we're going to see. I'm going to go with Notre Dame because I like the coach a lot more than Miami's coach. And I think Carson Beck is a huge downgrade from Cam Ward. So I'm going to go with Notre Dame because I like Marcus Freeman, and I think he's got a much more solid squad than Miami. But I think that's going to be a staple game for either school.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna agree with you. As you know, my opinion on Carson Beck is a big influence on this matchup. I don't like Carson Beck, but I should not let that be my reasoning. Notre Dame tends to be a good school every year. I do believe that was their first college football college football championship appearance in quite a while. So I do feel like Marcus Freeman will be doing or trying to repeat that again because he is an outstanding coach.
Having said that, I think both of these schools will definitely be in the top 25. I think Notre Dame can make the playoffs again because obviously they're an independent school and they kind of get cupcake schedules every now and then. Not discrediting, Marcus Freeman and what he's done, but we can't deny, Notre Dame does have the luxury sometimes of playing cupcake schedules because they're an independent school. But I think we'll see Notre Dame in the playoffs again. Not sure about Miami, but I think Miami will still be good. Noah, do you have any more matchups that you would like to point out before we close?
But I will be talking. I would like to say something about the Sunday matchup against Virginia Tech and Southern Carolina. Yeah. Aaron Nolan. He could have done great things at Ohio State if he just stayed another year. This could have been his year for with us. But as we know, he did hit that transfer portal. So I'm curious, or not curious. I am like intrigued to see how he plays at Southern Carolina.
I'm also interested to see how he plays as well. Um, it'll be interesting to see him play. I believe he's not going to play this year unless Lenore Sellers gets injured. But he's probably not gonna. We're probably not gonna see a lot of him this year because they have their guy in Lenore Sellers. I think they're riding the high with him. But the following year, if he decides to stay with South Carolina, it will be interesting to see him play and lead that team. But you are right. He could have done great things for Ohio State, but the man did the most simple thing any man would do, and that is transfer. We did bring in the number 2 quarterback prospect out of high school in St. Clair. So when we bring somebody in like that, if my school ever did that to me, I would probably transfer as well because I know that we are riding on the hopes of him in the future as opposed to Aaron Nolan. So I understand why that man decided to leave, but he would have been a baller. He would have been a baller. Not saying St. Clair ain't gonna be a baller when it's his time to shine, but Aaron Nolan could have been a baller too. But it's gonna be interesting to see South Carolina. Do we see South Carolina maybe in the top 25, much less make the playoffs? Maybe. Do we see them making any big moves like that? I think I gotta agree with you on that. Make the playoffs? I don't know, because there's gonna be a lot of teams at the end of the stretch. But I think top 25, I think they got that. Having said that, TCU, UNC, keep an eye out on that. Boise State versus USF, post Genty Boise State, keep an eye on that. They gonna be interesting. Boise State gonna be interesting without Ashton Genty. Um, Ohio versus the Rutgers could be an interesting one. Um, a couple other matchups. This has been season 5, episode 11. Again, I know it's been a big gap since y'all have gotten episodes. But we gonna get back on track. We gonna get back on track. Again, if we butchered your school, it's probably because it's a smaller school, and again, we don't know all the colleges out there. So if we butchered your school, y'all don't flame us. Don't flame us in the comments. We're still growing our ball knowledge in college football. But having said that, let us know in the comments down below what you think about our upsets. Any other matchups that y'all might think are worth keeping an eye on, as well as if you're an outsider looking into the OSU and Texas game and the Clemson and LSU game, what do y'all think about those two games? Till then, we will catch you guys tomorrow, when we'll be talking a little bit about the Micah and the Scary Terry situation. Uh, yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Till then, peace out.